come to your mat. And stand up with your feet about hips width distance apart. And you can always kind of do that hamstring curl thing just to figure out where your feet are solid. Go ahead and plant your feet on the ground. And just take your arms by your side, take a breath in, reach up to the sky, lift your ribs a little bit, your sternum, a little baby back bend is fine. Exhale, just fold and round right over your legs, a little forward fold. And you can change this into your ragdoll if you want any binds or any swings. Take some time, we'll feel a little bit of love here. Shift the weight side to side, nod your head, knowing yes, soften the neck muscles. Just really gripping the toes into the mat, spread and flare them nice and wide. Get that grippy stance with your heels too. Now on your inhale, just slowly round all the way back up, mounted with arms overhead. And as you exhale, pull your elbows out wide so you can interlace your fingers behind your head, and then gently press your head back into your hands. So it's a miniature bit of a back bend, but really you're just pressing and opening up the front line, the shoulders, the collarbone. Take a breath in. And then think of rounding as you exhale, pull your elbows in and just fold and round down, letting your head be real heavy. When you get to the bottom, you can keep your hands here, or you can move them somewhere, maybe to the ground, whatever feels good. And kind of a little ragdoll variation. Again, maybe you rock a little bit side to side, shift the weight. And then rounding up the way you round it down on an inhale, slowly round all the way back up. Elbows wide, maybe a little bit more of a back bend here. Just take a breath. And then exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Just come up to standing nice and neutral. And then from here, let's take our feet out wide and point your toes out, heels in. Then slowly bend the elbows, a little pulse at the bottom. Reach all the way up as you breathe. Take it down, a little booty bounce at the bottom. Exhale. So really root down in the feet, slowly opening the hips a little bit right here. Noticing a little bit of space in the ribs, length in the spine. One more time, breathe in. Then exhale, land your palms to your knees. You might need to step it out a little wider. You want the knees over the ankles. Then pull the shoulders over the hips, reach through the crown, pull your navel back. And then slowly bring your right shoulder forward and twist to your left. And you can press into the inner thighs. So you're opening them up, getting a stretch. And stay gentle on your neck. You don't have to look over your shoulder. You can if that feels good. Just breathe, rooted down in your feet. And take an inhale to just find some more space, lengthen the spine, openness in the body. Your exhale breath just to twist just a little bit deeper. Nice, and inhale through center, realign your shoulders over your hips. Now as you exhale, pull your left shoulder forward, twist to your right. And you'll notice your spine kind of shimmies forward here. You get that diagonal tilt, and that's fine. Just gently pressing to opening the thighs. And a little rotation across the trunk. And deep breath in. And exhale, twist just a little more. Nice. Inhale, come through center. Reach your arms all the way up, shoulders over hips. Come up to standing using the strength of your legs. Pivot your toes forward and then fold in half, prasarita, wide leg forward fold right here. Keep your knees soft. Maybe shift the weight side to side. Then keep the weight a little bit more in your toes so your hips can line up nice and high. And maybe you make figure eights with your head. You just want to loosen the neck muscles. Awesome, friends. Find that halfway lift. Walk up, so a long spine, palms are under your shoulders. Then as you exhale, gently bring your feet together behind you, finding a high plank. Heels are over the toes, navel pulls to the sky, press through the earth, so your shoulders rise up and out to the sides. And we'll find a slow mountain climber. So knee to chest or knee to opposite arm. Really use an exhale breath as you squeeze the knee up. And try to keep reaching long through the crown of your head so you're not crunching your neck to look down or forward even. Just keep it long. For 8, 6, 4, 3, down dog in 2, and 1, down dog, hips to the sky, pedal it out. Let's find a couple deep breaths here. Soften the neck muscles, pedal out the legs, lift the heels up and down. And you can work on gently pressing your heels more towards the mat to stretch the calves, giving a nice stretch in the hamstrings. And start to come into a nice settled in down dog. And shift the weight onto your left foot, sweep your right leg up and back to the sky. And take a nice big full breath in here. Now as you exhale, step your foot between your hands to a low lunge. Nice, and left palm is under your shoulder, grounded twist, reach your right arm up to the sky. So you want your hips to stay level, so you're gonna have to scissor the inner thighs, keep your back heel high on the toes. Nice, big breath in as you reach up, maybe overhead a little bit. And then exhale, it's kind of like a thread the needle. You can reach under your thigh. I want you to hug your inner thighs, use your core here a little bit. So I want it to be about a core activation as you squeeze the legs together and lift up. And one more time, inhale your arms up. And exhale, a bit of that thread the needle core activation. Squeeze your navel in and up. Nice, reach your arm back up to the sky, inhale. And exhale, low lunge, plant your palm under your shoulder. Then send your hips up and back for a modified pyramid pose. So you want to pull the left hip forward in line with the right, so they're nice and parallel. And you can have your back heel lifted or work on pressing it down like in your down dog. Maybe you lift the front toes, flex the toes towards your knee or shin. Just feel the stretch in different ways. You can rock back and forth. Maybe slowly folding your nose towards your shin, just diving a little bit deeper, but easing into it. You can always keep the knee slightly bent on the right as well. Nice. And then find your low lunge. Might have to readjust your back foot. The length might have shortened up a bit, and step it back to a high plank. And from your high plank this time, we're going to step with the right foot out to the side, and then bring it back through center and switch to the left foot. So tapping side to side. Always drawing the navel towards the sky. Try to knit your ribs in so you've got a nice tight corset on. For 8, on 7, squeeze your glutes here, press the earth away. Last, 4, 3, 2, back to your down dog on 1. Hips to the sky. Maybe pedal it out again, whatever feels right. Then shift the weight to your right foot, sweep your left leg up and back. Get this nice long line of energy, breathe in. And low lunge as you breathe out, plant your foot between your palms. Left arm to the sky for our grounded twist. Press into the right thumb and index finger right under your shoulder there. Just breathe in, scissor the thighs, back heel high on the toes. And sweep for a thread the needle. Pull your belly to spine. A little bit of rounding sensation here, shoulders over the wrists. Well, an ankle, I suppose. Inhale your left leg or arm up. And then exhale, thread the needle. Nice, sweep your left arm back up one more time. Left hip might be feeling it already. Then exhale, plant your left palm. Send your hips back for that modified pyramid. Pull your right hip forward in line with your left. And any organic movement here, lifting and flexing the left toes, rocking the right heel up and down. Finding length in your spine. And possibly folding here over your left shin. Just stretching out our muscles before we use them. Nice, take one last breath in. Step back to your high plank, left foot back, adjust your stance. Mountain climbers, but pick up the pace this time, go a little bit faster. You can go medium speed or full speed if you'd like. Keep reaching through the crown, friends. Crown of your head reaching forward. You've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, downward facing dog in 1, hips to the sky. And take a big breath in here. Open mouth, sigh it out. And soften your knees and look at the top of your mat. And then gently walk, hop, or float all the way to the top of your mat. Find a halfway lift. Nice long spine. Shift the weight forward into the toes. Then exhale out your breath, fold in half. Nice, inhale, sweep up to standing mountain. And exhale, hands to your heart. And go ahead and come to your chair or your desk or dresser, whatever you're using. Pull that in front of you. And stand in that mountain pose, feet hips width distance apart. And go ahead and take your right knee up to a one-leg mountain. You can take it up a little higher, maybe even use your hands to squeeze your knee into your chest, getting a little more open across the left hip and hip flexor. And finding that chair, extend your heel forward so you can rest about the ankle on the chair. Nice and comfortably. So we're gonna stretch the right hamstring a little more. And try to level off the hips. And go ahead and fold a little bit deeper here over the chair, over your leg. Just breathe deep into it. And you can point your toes or flex them. You might find if you flex, it's more comfortable where the back is on the calf. Let's breathe in to get long in the spine. Try to see if you can grow an inch. And as you exhale, just folding a little bit deeper, a little bit closer, a little bit more activation in the stretch in the hamstring. And come all the way up to standing as you inhale. We're going to open up the left hip. So the left toes pivot to the outside left side. So it's kind of like you're facing the left now, but your leg, your hip is open to the right. Arms to the sky, left hip over the ankle. And then exhale, fold over that right leg. Get a nice little side body stretch all the way up through the ribs, the armpit, just reaching long through the pinky finger. Try to draw your bicep towards your ear, but without touching. So getting nice and close. Nice, one more breath in to reach. Breath out just to go a little bit deeper in the hinge on the hips. Nice, inhale, come back up. Then gently pivot forward again. So your left heel is pivoting, your toes face the front. And we'll find that one leg mounted. You can keep your palms on the chair or hug your knee in. And take it to your figure four, right ankle over the left thigh. I'm just going to fold here to open up the right hip. You might remember this from our other class. You have the option to pull the chair in or walk forward to your chair, maybe even find prayer hands and stretch your triceps. And flex your right toes. Keep length in the side body here as you breathe. Navel to spine, core active. Nice, one more breath in. And as you exhale, can you just sit a little bit deeper in that chair? Awesome, inhale, come up, one leg mountain, right knee to chest. And exhale, plant your foot down and maybe shake out that left ankle a little bit. The same thing other side, so sweep your left knee up on the side. Squeeze it in if you want to get a little deeper into the hip flexor. Then extend your left leg long over the chair. Just as needed. Right hip and ankle are in a nice line. And take a breath in as you reach through the crown. Root down in your foot. Exhale, fold in half. And think of still scissor action through the inner thighs. That'll help line up the hips so they stay level. Looks awesome, Kirsten. And just breathing for length. Exhaling, breath out for that depth. Nice stretch out. Inhale, go ahead and come up to standing. Then as you exhale, pivot your right toes to the right side. And you still want the hip and ankle stacked. Breathe in for that side body standing mountain. And as you exhale, fold over the left side. Keep your heart and ribs lifting up towards the side, a little bit towards the sky. Really feel a nice stretch. Kind of almost where sciatica starts to begin, at the top of the sacrum, the lumbar spine. One more inhale. Last exhale, fold a little bit deeper, reach through the pinky finger. Nice, inhale, come all the way up. As you exhale, pivot forward one more time here, right toes to the front. Then take your left knee up, squeeze it into your chest or hover it in space. Figure four, cross your left ankle over your thigh. Maybe you come forward and add on those prayer hands to stretch the triceps. You can reach the thumbs overhead, maybe even towards your neck. Notice if your right hip is rounding out to the right side, pull it in so it's in the same frame, that same plane of energy as your right knee, ankle, and toes. And try to send the booty down a little bit more. Take one more breath in. Flex your left toes, stay a little deeper, breath out. Nice, right hip stretch. Inhale, bring your left knee up, one leg mountain, maybe squeeze it one more time into your chest. Then exhale, plant your feet on the ground. Nice, we can shimmy that chair off just a little bit. Take a breath in, mountain pose. Exhale, fold in half. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, come down to your tabletop pose. Yes, friends, awesome job. So we're gonna start with our right toes. Take them long behind you so you're pointing them, they're in the ground. Breathe in, and exhale, lift. So we're gonna lower 2 count, lift fast. Down, up, down, up. Focusing on squeezing the right glute, reaching long through the toes. Let your heart and chest feel open, but knit and corset those ribs in. Fingers are spread wide. Just a little fast kick up and lower, pump the brakes down. You can always put a blanket under your knee if there's any sensation there. We're starting to feel, I feel my right booty already. Woo. We'll find 8 more right here. 6, 5, 4, up fast, down slow. Last 2, hold it up on 1, hold, reach through your foot. Now a little squeeze of the butt, pulse the heel up about 2 inches. Reaching long through the toes, long leg, holding the weight of the leg out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, small circles in 3, 2, 1, small circles to the right. So you might go down and up. Little small baby circles, but hovering that leg out, reaching long, point your toes for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, opposite direction circles in 2 and 1. Start to rotate other way. Keep lifting and holding your leg up about in line with your hip or even a little bit higher. Still the right butt. Keep the left hip pulling in for 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, toes to the ground in 2 and 1. Take your toes down. Now we're going to open and stack our hips. So your leg is going to pivot. The thigh is now facing the front. Maybe you tent up on the right toes. And same thing. Leg and down. Lift and down. Just getting a little bit of a different variation here. Squeezing the butt. Almost like you're scissoring the inner thighs. Keeping the leg long. Woo. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, hold it up in 2 baby pulses in 1. Squeeze that leg, miniature pulse and lift to the right. Working that side booty, 8, 7, 6, put it up in 5, 4, 3, 2, pulse it straight back now on 1. Just a miniature pulse back through the heel, squeeze the butt, 2 inches back. Last 8, 7, 6. We have circles in 4, 3, 2, 1. Make some small circles, friends. Tiny, tiny. Keep holding that leg out. Yes, we're almost done. We've got 4 more. 3, opposite circles in 2 and 1. Keep holding that leg up. Take the circles back now for 4, 3. Left forearm lowers down in 2. Keep holding your leg up right here. Lower to your left forearm. Maybe you plant your right hand now. We're going to bend that knee towards your tricep and then extend it forward about 45 degrees. So we're still holding the leg, working that butt, blasting the booty. Squeeze, extend. So this time, flex your toes and kick. We've got 8. I am feeling my right butt. She's screaming at me. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, tabletop pose in 2, 1. Woo, put her down. Maybe you shimmy side to side. Oh my gosh, stretch the hip. I'm glad we did all those hip stretches now because, oh my gosh, I'm burning. All right, so now we know what to expect. Left side, when you've had enough. Come to your tabletop. Extend your left toes back, untucked of course. Breath in, exhale, point and lift. Down for 2, lift fast. Lower, lift. Woo! Keep squeezing, engaging your core. Don't let your ribs flare out. Keep that right glute and hip nice and lined up. Your shoulders over the wrist. 8 more. 7, 6. Last 4 and 3. Hold your leg in 2 and 1. Let's do a little pulse up. Squeeze the left butt cheek, hamstring working, leg is long, toes are pointed, little up squeeze for 2 inches for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, little circles, and 3, 2, 1. Little circles, take them to the left. Baby circles, keep holding your leg up. You can always tuck your back toes to help stabilize your shape. For 4 more, 3 more, opposite direction in 2. Little circles, opposite side, let's switch them out. Keep holding your leg up in line with your hip. She's burning and screaming. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Toes can come down. Lift up your left fingertips and stack your hips now. We've got the same stuff. Lift the leg and lower. So now your thigh is pointing forward. The inner thigh is parallel to the ground. Keep pointing the toes here. Squeezing the butt cheeks, feeling that burn. Squeeze the leg long. Feel the muscles engage around the bone here on the leg especially. And then keep squeezing in the ribs. Pull your navel to spine. We've got 8 more, 7 more, 6, 5, 4, 3, hold it up, and 2, little pulse up, and 1, right here, pulse squeeze up. So you're squeezing that left side butt, the back booty, you can poke at it, the muscle is engaged, lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Now squeeze it back about 2 inches, kick back through the heel. Oh my gosh, targeting different areas for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, circles in 3, 2, and 1. Circles forward. Whoo! You know we're almost done here. Get those circles for 4, 3, opposite direction in 2, and 1. Take it back, backwards circles, little circles. And we'll lower down to our right forearm in just 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Plant your left palm, lower to that right forearm. Take your leg about 45 degrees, bend the knee to tricep, and then kick it forward about 45. You can look at your toes. Ha, ha. Just 8 more. 7, 6, 5, almost there. 4, kick through your foot, flex the toes here. Last 2, last 1, boom. Take your knee down. Shimmy those hips. Shimmy out the booty. Side to side. You got it. OMG. Friends, let's come to our butts now. Take your legs wide. This will be a little self-massage. Take the knees, windshield wipe them so you can rock and roll onto the sides of your outer hips. See if you can target some of that action we just used. Give it a little soft. And if you don't really feel it now, try it later in an hour or tonight. It might be helpful later. All right. Okay. Now let's plant our feet hip width. If you have a squeezy ball, you can use that. If not, a block might be helpful in between the thighs. If you don't have it, don't worry. Just keep your feet planted hips width distance apart. Slowly lower down to the ground. Use a little core. Woo. Awesome. Elbows are out wide. Let your head hang heavy in your hands. And then bring your knees up so they're over your hips. Flex your toes and just squeeze tight onto that ball or that block if you have it. And take a breath in. And exhale, lift your head, neck, and shoulder. We're just going to be right here for a moment. Lower, lift, lower, lift. Use the exhale breath to squeeze. Keep your low back on the ground. If she's arching up, you want to pull the navel straight to the earth here. Knit the ribs in. Keep the elbows wide. Squeeze your block or ball if you have it, or like a really thick folded blanket perhaps. We've got 8 more. And 7, 6, last 5, 4, 3, stay hovered and up here, and 2, stay up on 1. And draw your knees, touch your thighs. We're going to extend the legs, bring the heels together, point the toes out, and then squeeze them back in. Lengthen with an inhale, squeeze with an exhale. So your low back is staying grounded. If it's lifting up, really maybe keep your legs up a little bit higher. Don't go so low, or you can bend the knees and tap the toes to the ground if that's helpful. So you're supporting your neck, head heavy in the hands. Just kicking and rebending. Keep squeezing on that block or ball if you have it. If not, don't worry. The legs are getting a nice work with the stretch and the crunch. We've got 8. 7 more. Flexing those toes. Last 6. Heels stay glued together. Get long in the legs. Try to keep your shoulders off the ground for 4, 3, 2, and stay up and hovered on 1. Friends, we're gonna take the elbows out wide again. Point your toes, keep the knees over the hips. Now we lower, tap the ground, and come right back up. Head, neck, and shoulders stay lifted. So tap and lift. Tap the toes, bring the knees over the hips. If you have a block or the ball, squeeze it nice and tight. Breathe to tap the toes, squeeze the knees back up over the hips. We've got 8 more right here. You're doing great. Low back stays down, knit your ribs in, keep your shoulders high off the mat. Last 7, 6, 5, and 4. We've got an add-on in 3. Stay up in 2. Knees over hips on 1. And you can remove the block now if you had it. No worries. So now staying up, we're going to open the legs a little bit wider. Squeeze them shut. Tap the toes. Open the toes, the knees. Bring them together. Knees up over hips. Open up wide like horse or goddess. Squeeze. Tap. Horse pose, goddess pose. And squeeze. So lift, open, squeeze, down, open, squeeze. Up. Close. Down. And close. Woo! Try to keep those shoulders off the mat. Feeling that core burn. We've got 4 more. Woo! Yes, friends, you can. Last 3. Woo! Knees over hips when they rise. Squeeze your butt. 2 more, full range at the top and the bottom. And finish off this last 1. And then release your knees to your chest. Woo, gently rock side to side. Take some deep breaths in and out. Woo, some nice sweet loving. Pull your knees wide. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Grab behind your thighs. Rock and roll a few times. We'll meet in a reverse tabletop position. So come up. For your reverse tabletop, you want to point your fingers forward. And they're under your shoulders, feet or hips a distance apart. Just a little triceps right here. Shoulder heads roll down your back and press in your feet with your hips. So go ahead and press up nice and tall. You can get a little bit of a core stretch out of it. And then little gentle triceps. We're just gonna lower the elbows back a little bit and press straight up. We're using the arms, not the core, the booty, but keep it tight. Little mini tricep dips. And we'll try to go and get as many as we can in the next 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Lower your butt to the ground in 3, 2, 1. Booty down. Nice. Come forward. Knees, maybe your ankles crossed. Come to a high plank. Awesome job. Now we've got miniature push-ups from here. About a 2-inch lower and lift. Palms are under the shoulders. Keep pressing the earth away. Spread your fingers wide. Core tight. Fit in as many as you can. You can go a little bit faster than me. For the next 10 seconds, 9 seconds, 8, 7, 6 more seconds. Last 4, knees down in 3, 2, and 1. Woo, bring your knees down. Oh my gosh, if you have a block or ball, squeeze it in between your thighs and grab a set of weights. Do a little bit of arm work. Nice, shoulders down your back. I'm gonna start with some bicep curls. So bring those weights, pace them forward. Palms are about by your thighs. Squeeze the block, inhale. And exhale, bring those weights up shoulder height. So a 2 count down, 1 count up. Go a little bit faster on the up. Squeeze the block. You'll feel your glutes and hamstrings and quads engage. Use the breath. Shoulders soft. Avoid using your neck for this shape. That can happen a lot for me. So actually remember to keep the neck soft, kind of the shoulders soft, relaxed, pulling back and down. Use the arms, the core. We've got 8 more, 7 more, 6, 5, last 4, and 3. Hold at 90 degrees in 2, and 1. That 90-degree hold, so your elbows are bent. Reach out, squeeze in, out, in, forward and back. You feel the shoulders and the muscles in the back. Squeeze as you pull. Just reach out. Keep the elbows and wrists in one nice line and squeezing on that block or ball if you have it. We've got 8 more. Hold the belly in. Last 4, 3, hold your weights out in 2, and 1. Now, we're gonna extend our weights out in front of our shoulders. Feel free to put weights down here. I don't have lighter weights with me. I wish I grabbed them. We're gonna make it work. Weights are in line with your shoulders. Inhale, open up to a T. Exhale, squeeze them back. Open up. Exhale, squeeze. Now, one arm at a time is just fine too. You're still working here. Shoulders down, don't use the neck. We'll be here for 4. It's all right to put them down. 3. 2 more. Last, pull 1. Pull the weights to your heart and put them down. Whew. Nice, friends, you're amazing. You can remove the block if you have it. Let's make our way to a downward facing dog. Stretch out the legs, pedal out the knees. Lift and lower your heels. Maybe stretch the calves as your heels press towards the earth behind you. Awesome. Inhale, soften your knees, look forward. As you exhale, you can walk up or float to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. And forward fold, release. Whew. Inhale, rise up to your standing mountain pose, Tadasana. Next, exhale, bring your hands to your heart. We're going to return to some chair work. So go ahead and pull that chair or a stool or come to the wall or that sturdy dresser that you have. Root down in your left foot. And extend your right leg behind you, point the toes. And you might need to walk back a little bit more. You can always lower to the forearms here as well. Point through your toes. Same thing as before, standing now. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Exhale to squeeze the butt up. Lower down nice and slow, 2 count. Corset the ribs in. Lift and squeeze. Point through the toe. You can bend your left knee a little bit here as much as you need. You can try to keep the knee or the hip and the heel rather in a line. Last 8, 7, 6, and 5. Last 4. Hold it up in 3, 2, and 1. So hold it up. Feel free to adjust as you need. We're going to pulse the heel up to the sky for 8, 7, 6, 5. Navel squeezing to your spine for 3, 2. Hold it long, and 1. Now think of wagging your dog tail. Reach across the midline and then take it out wide. Across the midline and back off to the other side. So you're crossing through and then taking it wide. Try to keep pointing through the toe and keep your leg in line with your hip. So up in that level. If you notice you're dropping a little, just try to squeeze and lift. Reach long through the leg. Last 4. Stay sturdy on the left leg. Maybe bend your knee a little bit for 3, 2. Now hold it out to the right side on 1. Pulse that heel up to the sky, holding it out wide. Yes. Woo! We've got a 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your foot down. Maybe pedal the knees, burning out the butt today. I don't know if you stood all day cooking or if you got to sit and watch and hang out, but either way, this is good for you. Take the left leg now when you're ready. Reset it. Extend your left toes back. We're going to drop them to the ground and squeeze up fast. 2 count, 1 count. Maybe you bend the right knee a little bit here, whatever you need to soften the leg, but stay stable. So that right hip might be burning a little bit. Left glute, getting the fire lit back up again. 8 more. 7. Take a moment to tap the toes to the ground. Squeeze it up fast. Last 4. Hold it up in 3. We've got our pulse in 2 and 1. Right here, hold and squeeze the butt, squeeze the heel, lift it up about 2 inches. Whew. Whew, you got it. Point the toes, lift the toes a little higher. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wag your dog tail. Take it across to the right, stable on the right leg here, and then squeeze it out to the left. Get a little bit wider than your mat. Take it back across, hug the inner thighs, open it up. Maybe you think of your eagle pose in yoga, the way you kind of crisscross the legs a little bit. Hugging action. For 4, my right butt cheek is screaming at me, my outer hip. Last 3, 2, and hold your leg out to the left, right here. Pulse it up, up, up. Notice your right side body. It might be burning, but we've got this for 4, 3, 2, 1. Put your feet down. Woo, pedal it out. Shimmy the hips. Yes. Woo, all right. We're gonna come up to standing. And then just take your chair to the side. Doesn't matter if it's on your left or right. Find your horse, heels in, toes out. And anytime you need a sip of water, grab it. And the chair is just here for balance. Spine stays long and tall, shoulders over hips the whole time. Pull the belly in, dip it down and up. You get a nice little squat and then a stretch. Take your time. Set up the frame of the body, keeping the belly in and that length through the crown. Toes can be spread nice and wide, gripping into the mat. And then just lengthen and find that openness of the hips, squeezing back as you lower. Yeah, fun. Gonna add on, of course. In just about a couple more moments, we'll add on our pulse. So let's count the slow 2 count up and down from 8 right here. 7, 6 more. And then we pulse 1 count up, 1 count down, and 5, and 4. Last 3. Get ready to double time it in 2. And 1, let's go. Up, down, up, and down. Knees are about over the ankles. They're pointing in the direction of your toes. That chair is there for balance. If it feels better for you, bring your hands to hips or heart. Keep the spine long. Nice job. For 8 more. And 7, 6, 5. Last 4, 3, and 2. Lift the right heel on 1. You can slow it down. Lift your right heel. We're gonna lower and lift right here with the heel up. Take it slow. Shoulders stay stacked over the hips. Maybe you feel like you need to lean back a tiny bit rather than forward to keep that length in your spine. Heel high, so really press into the ball of your foot. The calf activating, the inner thigh, the quad, maybe the outer hip. Little hamstring action. Corset the ribs in so you can feel the core stay tight and engaged. For 8, count right here. And 7. Squeeze the butt up and down. 6, 5. Last 4. Right heel down, left heel up in 3, 2, and 1. Lift the opposite heel up, and let's repeat it right here. Boom. Lower and lift. Notice if you're leaning forward again, pull it up, squeeze it back, shoulders soft down your back. Using the breath. Press into the left ball mound of your foot. Feel the calf light up. Get some of that calf action right here. We've just got 8 more, friends. 7, 6, 5. Keep the shoulders over the hips. 4. Both heels come up in 3, 2, and 1. Just as you need. See about lifting both heels up. If not, you can keep them all down the whole time. It's fine. Let's go. Last round with the heels up. Maybe your toes are wide and you're pressing into the balls of your feet. Squeeze the legs back as you lower. You got it. Use the breath. Anything you want with your arms that feels constructed or organic. Heels a little higher. 8 more. 7, 6. Shoulders down your back. 5. Keep the chest pulling back, spine long. Don't lean forward. We've got 3 more. Heels down in 2. 2 count pulses in 1. Heels down. 1, 2. 1, 2. Keeping momentum. Heels down so we get the break in the calves. Keep the legs moving. This is it, our last bit for 8, 7,
6, last 5, squeeze the butt down and up, 4, 3, 2, standing mountain, 1. Whoo, bring your feet in. You can shake out the legs, let them feel a little jello-y if you can. Awesome, so curtsy squats, root it down on the right leg first, take your left leg back, cross the midline, bend both knees. I want the spine long, try the best you can, shoulders over hips, back heel is high on the toes, and it's about hugging the thighs together to the midline. Lift and lower. Front knee doesn't travel too much at all, it doesn't rock in and out. The back leg, knee bends, and then the leg gets a pretty good straightening right here. Nice. Whatever you need to do with the hands, you can still grab onto your chair if it's in reach, if you didn't travel too far away. Woo, feeling the left hamstring and quad. Use the breath as you get tall. Last 8, 7, squeeze the butts, the inner thighs. 5 more. 4, pulse it low in 3, and 2, and 1. Take it down, little squeezes. Maybe hands to heart to help with balance, or grab your chair. Woo, we've got 4 more. And 3, hug them in for 2, standing mountain, 1. Come up. Other side, now you know if you want that chair or something around. Take your right leg back, cross the midline, bend the knees, hug the thighs. Rise up and take it low. Exhale as you rise. Keep the spine long here. Keep the shoulders back and down. Yes, legs. Oh, gee. Last 8. Is your back heel high over your toes? Press the palm out of your back foot down. Get a little more of that calf workout. 5 more. 4. Pulse it in 3. Keep hugging the inner thighs. Scissor them together. 2. Last one. Take it low. Pulse. Pulse up and down. Reach to the crown like you're riding the spine up and down. Woo. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, mountain pose. Oh yeah, shake it out, friends. You're amazing. Take a big breath in. Exhale, fold in half. Stretch your legs. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, high plank, toes back. Nice, so friends, if you have sliders, I would ask you to grab them now. If you don't, that's fine. We are going to find our high plank and tap our toes in and out. If you have the sliders, you can do both together at the same time. Out, in, out, in. Without sliders, you can do one at a time, or you can jump it in and out together. So you can be with me wherever you're at. Softly bend the knees if you're jumping when you land. Just press through your palms, core tight to the spine, voice collapsing in your shoulders. You've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Give me your push-ups in 3, 2, and 1. Miniature push-ups. Now 2 inches up and down for 8, 7, 6, 5 more. 4, 3, knees down in 2, and 1. Whoo! Knees down, come forward real fast, reverse tabletop. 1 more tricep, fast as you can. Fingertips face forward. Bend the elbows and press, use the arms. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Booty down. Woo, yes, ma'am. Grab your weights, bring them by your hips. Coming into boat pose. Remove the extra flesh from your booty, the sit bones. And lean back. And you can do all this without weights if you want. We'll find our nice boat, shoulders down our back. You can always keep toes grounded. Getting ready for some bicep curls with those weights. Hug your shoulders down, keep your spine long. And you can either lift 1 foot at a time or both together. We're gonna lower and lift for a bicep curl. Down, up, up. Now avoid collapsing in the shoulders. belly to spine, keep everything long. Look up about 45 degrees. Heart is forward, working the core, the transverse, the obliques. You've got 8 more right here. 7, 6, 5, high to low boat in 4, 3, 2, 1. So this time as we go to low boat, you can always put the weights down for the first one. You're gonna lengthen the legs and then squeeze back up to high boat. You're using the weights, lengthen and reach, and lift to a curl. Lower, lift, down, reach, exhale, squeeze it all in. Avoid rounding your spine. We've got 4 more. We won't be here for long. 3, high boat, and 2. Last one, reach, squeeze it up. Bring your weights together. If you need to readjust the booty, by all means do it. So a Russian twist. I'm gonna twist side, center, side, center. Exhale as you twist. Maybe you cross the ankles. Maybe you reach through the feet. Maybe you plant them, the heels down if you're sacrificing in your spine. I'm gonna lean back. If you had a Pilates ball with you, you can always use that for a little extra support under the low back. If not, don't worry. Got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep reaching through the heart for 3, 2, 1. Woo! Let's lower to our back. Have the weights nearby. Last little push, then we are out. Take it down. And plant your feet, hips width distance apart. If you have a block for that ball, you can also use it here in between the thighs or the knees. That's to help keep them hips width distance. Untuck your pelvis so your low back can press into the ground. And take your weights into your hands. Reach them right up above your shoulders. Make sure you don't drop them on yourself. Squeeze the block if you have it. So working the triceps and the arms a little bit more, you can bring those weights together. Maybe you bring them above your eyes, pull your belly down if it lifted. We're gonna bend, think of a skull crusher here. Keep the elbows up to the sky, maybe over your eyes or forehead. Weights can touch the ground or just hover, and then press straight back up. So lower, press, lower, press. When you exhale and press to the sky, let your shoulders stay rooted in the mat. Feel your belly drive to the earth. Now, if you want to add on a little more, press through your feet, press through your heels, squeeze that block, and lift the hips up. You might want to walk the shoulders a little bit down, get adjusted, and come right into it. Keep your gaze at the sky, squeeze your butt, keep your toes pointing up here. That block or ball is there. You can squeeze it, but keeping your knees so they don't collapse in, because we want them at hips width distance apart. Now, if you have your hips up, feel free to dip them as you dip the weights and rise towards the sky together with those weights. We've got 8 on the menu, 7, 6, 5, corset the ribs in, don't let them flare. Last 3, hold your hips up in 2, and 1 option to bring those weights to your hip creases. We're gonna keep the heels lifted, lift and lower, squeeze the butt, rise the pubic bone to the navel and sternum to the sky, chin off of chest. Exhale as you squeeze your butt to the top. Last 8, 7, squeeze those buns. 5, 4, 3, last 2, hold it up, and 1, hold it right here, little pulse at the top, squeeze the butt. You can always put the weights down for 8, 7, 6, 5, static hold in 4, 3, 2, 1, hold it up. Take your weights to the side, remove the block or let it fall. Lift your right foot up towards the sky, plant your left heel down, and point your toes up. Bring your palms by your side to support yourself. Reach your toes to the sky, lift your hips together so your right hip isn't lifting higher. Reach up for 4 more. 3, hold it up in 2, and 1, just hold it up. Hold for 4, 3, other side in 2, and 1. Right foot down,
left foot to the sky. Get long in the leg. Try to get your heel over your hips. Lift and lower the hips together. Squeeze the right butt. Squeeze the left butt. Pull your right hip, stay in line with the knee. Reach for the sky for 4. Get a little more reach. 3. Can you reach a little higher? 2. Hold it up right here. Hold for 4 count. 3, 2, foot down on 1. Plant it down, lower your back, hug your knees to your chest. Whoo. Rock side to side, take your knees wide, let some air escape your body. Awesome job, friends. We're gonna cool down. Let's stretch our hips. You have the option for supine figure 4, right ankle over left thigh, or go a little deeper, find your cow face pose, Gomukhasana legs, where you fully cross the right knee on top of the left. Pull your heels wide. Maybe you can grab your heels and pull them towards your body, knees to the middle of your chest. And flex your toes back, protect the knee joints. Keep your both feet in the same plane, parallel to the earth. Low back in the ground, backs of your hips, pelvis neutral on the mat, shoulders soft. Find some deep breaths right here as you stretch your right outer hip. Flex your toes, stretch the soles of your feet. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. And maybe you find eagle legs here. Cross the right ankle with the left, or the right knee over the left, rather. You see your arms out wide. Maybe you plant your feet, shimmy your hips up and over to the right side so your spine stays in line. And release your legs to the left for your eagle leg supine twist. And this can be a lot, very intense. So feel free to unwind and stack the knees instead. Want to make sure your right shoulder stays on the earth. So unwind a little if necessary to plant your shoulder. You can look up or to the right, whatever's comfortable there. And let your shoulders be down away from your ears so your chin is not resting on your chest. You want space for the throat, the neck. And one more breath in and out. Gently unwind your legs, pull your knees back into your chest. Make sure your spine's long, your pelvis is neutral on the mat. And then left ankle over right thigh for your supine figure 4, or cross the knees, flex the toes, capture your heels for Gomukhasana, cow face pose. You want to pull the heels back. If they're not in reach, you can always, of course, grab your shins or even the thighs. Want your thighs to stay wrapped and drawing to the midline of your body as you pull the legs in. Hopefully feeling a stretch on the left outer hip. Toes stay flexed to protect your knee joints. Shoulders soft. Soften your face. Find a deep breath here so you can start to cool, relax the body, starting to release muscles. And if the stretch isn't feeling deep enough for you, you can always try to kick your heels into your hands as you pull your heels towards your body. Just playing around a little bit so you find something sweet that can stick. Last full breath in. Sighing breath out. And then eagle wrap your legs if you'd like to go there. Lift your hips up and over to the left side, so planting your feet to do it. To your arms out wide or cactus them. And release your eagle legs to the right for your supine twist. Keeping a long spine. Look up or left, left shoulder grounded, chin off of chest, chin off of shoulder. And you can always unwind. And when you look back at this last hour together,
I hope you can find words that would describe yourself as feeling full, thankful, powerful, your time here, meaningful. Take one more full breath in. Sigh that breath out. And gently unwind your legs, pull everything back through center. Squeeze your knees into your chest. Maybe you rock a little bit side to side. You can capture the soles of your feet for a happy baby pose. Maybe a nice release as you stretch the heels long, the legs long, and get a little bit into those possibly shaky hamstrings. If you're like me, my legs are feeling a little shaky, which means we use them, which is great. And then hug everything into that tight, grateful, thankful, powerful ball. Give yourself a blanket wrap of self-love and have gratitude for your practice and all that special family, loved ones that you have in your life, your health. Take a breath in. And then exhale, release your body to the earth, finding your resting pose, corpse pose, Shavasana. Walk your shoulders down your back, take your heels wide, palms to the sky. Maybe you sigh out a breath, and settle into some cooling rest for a few moments. I'll move us on soon, so enjoy this resting time. Soften your brow and your jaw. Maybe pull in some gratitude. It's 'tis the season to be thankful. So what can we be thankful for? We've got one another, community. What else is there? Find a few rounds of deeper breath, maybe open mouth exhales, just some release to the breath. So take it in and let it go organically. Maybe still releasing some hot air, just some tension, or just a sigh of relief that you made it, you did the work, you put it in, and you can just grow from all this time together. And then maybe you start to wiggle your fingers and toes, roll out your wrists and ankles if feeling ready to move on from Shavasana. You can always stay longer. No need to rush. And take time to relax. We all need to learn to slow down and enjoy. If you are ready, maybe you pull in a good morning stretch and just get to reach long through the legs, the toes, arms overhead, stretching the arms, maybe arching the back off the ground so you can stretch the core a little. And eventually making your way to your side, maybe pull your knees into a tight ball first. Maybe you just go ahead and shift over. Your bicep can become a pillow. Enjoy the shape for a moment, a couple rounds of breath. And keeping your eyes heavy, closed if possible. Really carefully support yourself up with both hands. Take your time, pull oxygen into the brain as you rise, coming up again with gravity. working against us. So sit nice and comfortably, nice and tall, shoulders soft from the ears, reach up through the crown of your heads. Maybe you grew another inch and lean back a little bit rather than forward. Palms can rest on your thighs. And bow your chin into your chest if that's comfortable. Get a little extra stretch through the cervical spine. And together, just join me in one last breath to seal off our class, our time together. So take a deep breath in, invite in some gratitude for one another here in this space today. Sigh the breath all the way out through an open mouth. I'm going to pull my hands together at my heart. Just so much gratitude for each of you, your fur babes that come along. It wouldn't be what it is without you here. So I am very thankful for both of you. I'm bringing my hands up to my third eye space with that constant friendly reminder to smile, to breathe, to go slowly. Namaste, friends. Thanks for being here. And I will see you all next time. Mwah! Great work today.